Guys, what's going on? Good morning. So we're getting a little bit of that dead cat bounce. Getting a little bit of that dead cat bounce. One second here while I get the link set up. I gotta get the link set up for the guys in Discord. So give me a second here. One second, just bear with me. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of that dead cat bounce. Now, just due to the fact that where we were located at on the daily chart, it's very, very hard to kind of chase the move is when it's barely starting, right? So, when we came down into this range here, if you see here, right at the open, we put in this new low through the Bollinger Band and sort of held. The NQ does have room from 15,035 down to around 15,000. So that level, this could have got rejected here, and then came down. So, if you started to chase, it was very, very hard to kind of chase that move, just due to the fact that look at all of this supply. But again, extended selling pressure that we had last week is definitely showing that bulls are tired. I mean, the bears are a little tired, right? So bulls have an opportunity here to kind of push up to the upside. Now again, I'm gonna wait for the first hour candle to close, which as you can see on the 1 hour chart, we need this candle to close, and then I need to get confirmed. So 15,126 is what I'll be looking for here. Anything over 15,126 is going to have room to 15,163. That's what I'll be looking for the bulls to kind of reclaim. So that price is going to be 15,126, 15,127. Because the last thing that you want to see happen here is get overly excited because we pushed off the bell and then get rejected, right? So that's the last thing that you're going to want to see, is getting overly excited, chasing this move, and now you're stuck in a pullback and we're trading lower later. That's what you don't want to do. Okay, so that's what you don't want to do. Again, that's why I always say, be patient. There's no real rush here. If the move is going to continue, the move's going to continue. We're not really going to miss out on anything, right? The bulls have to work for us. The bears have to work for us. We don't work for them, okay? It's the stock's job, whatever you're watching, to prove to us that, it's worthy of giving them our money, okay? So if we look at Tesla here, look at the nice pop on Tesla. Now, again, just to kind of be clear, if Tesla was to lose the lows at 233.77, this is going to have room down to 230. If Tesla can get over its 5-day moving average on a 1 hour time frame, I would be looking at 237.13, 237.15. That potentially has room to start pushing up into the higher 230s, 239, 240. But again, look at how we are being rejected. So that initial pop that we had off the bell, anyone who kind of chased that move to the long side is now, on the verge or at risk of being kind of stopped out or trapped, right? If we kind of continue to the bottom. So if we look at Meta put in that bounce here and got rejected at the 5 and 10-day moving average and kind of rolling over here, sitting at the Bollinger Band. So one thing, if we look at Meta's below last week's price action, and Meta looks like it's going to be at some point in time a magnet to 294s. That's what I would be watching there, 294s on Meta. First stop on Meta would be 297.75. So right now I'm just kind of waiting. Nvidia, on the other hand, is a runaway train. Look at Nvidia go. So Nvidia came down here, put in these lows at 403, and then, you know, got that 20 play here again, still under the 200. So maybe, you know, wait for the 200 to get confirmed. Confirm the 200, closed at 411 and traded all the way up to 414. That probably was the only move that looked really, really clear like that. So what I would need to do now is look at the hourly chart and see what exactly, how much space we have. Look at how the hourly chart's taking out the pre-market highs. That 412, 411 area was the area that, you know, could have been your entry to get long and then anticipate that it has room to 418. So again, you know, on Nvidia, what I would need to see happen is these hour candles highs to get confirmed at around 415.50s, and then try to take that into 418.89. So we'll be closing this hour candle in about a minute, and that's what I'm going to be watching. Damn. That's the only thing about these stocks, is when they go, they go. This is probably going to get in here in the next, you know, 1, 2, 3 minutes into this supply zone. So which makes it very, very difficult to go long, because if you go long here and then we barely test this supply zone and pull back, it'll be a drastic pullback and then you'll be trapped. So it's a very, very hard decision. Either you push your chips to the table and you just roll with the punches, and if you get stopped out, you get stopped out, or you wait now and you wait until 420 is confirmed. And for me, that would probably need to be like tomorrow. Take out this supply tomorrow. I don't really feel comfortable chasing something that's up $8 like that. But your scalp opportunity would be here over 416 into 418. So potentially you have $2 there that you can try to make some money on, which is not a lot. So just understand that. So again, we're looking at Nvidia. We don't have a whole lot of room on Nvidia right now. Again, it's going to be running into hourly supply here at around 418.72, but that's all you would be looking for. You're not going to be looking for too much more on Nvidia, already being up $7. So as it starts to get confirmed here, the play that we would be looking for would be running it into 418. So almost $1.80, $2 worth of measured potential here. So again, be careful if you are watching the video. Don't chase the move. You really want it to confirm, and then just go into the trade with the anticipation that, hey, we might stop at 418, 419. So take profits into that area. It was already been a hell of a move ever since confirming the pre-market highs. And then maybe you can also do half size on something like this. So there goes the hour candle confirmation. So we'll go ahead and look at another stock in the meantime and let it do its thing. The move on Tesla here is also what I was looking at. So as we get over this 5 SMA here, confirming last hour's highs, Tesla's going to have room into 238.84. What I would be looking for here on Tesla is, you know, about $1, right? If I can get $1 to $1.50 on this Tesla move, that's more than enough for me. So even though we've broken these previous hour highs yet, we're pulling back under. So I'm a little late to the party here, but I want it to see it get over this 5 SMA. If we can get over this 5 SMA, I'm interested in taking this. Okay, so we got the first initial break over previous hours highs and the 5 SMA. I need to see it do it again. And if I can see it do it again, then I will consider this long into the 238.80s. And my strike prices, I'm looking at the 237.50s. So again, you just give it a little time and allow the stock to work. And what we can actually do here is pull up the NQ as well, so that way we can just kind of see what's going on with the futures as well. So futures on the daily have a little bit of this double bottom here at the round. I'm going to call it 15,000 because it's just a psychological level. It's an easy flat number there. This 15,000 is a big line in the sand. So what we're going to want to see here is if this is going to be a short-term dead cat bounce. There goes Tesla now. There goes Tesla now. Again, on Tesla, we're looking for that $1.50. If we can get it, great. Let's start taking some profits if we can get it. Same thing on NVIDIA. So let me go back to that NVIDIA to just kind of show. Look at this supply zone that we're coming into here. We confirmed the previous hour's highs at 416.50. We get that $1.50. I'm going to sell out half of my position on NVIDIA here. So only took 5 contracts because they're a little expensive on the Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell 3. So I'm going to sell 3 here, and I might consider strongly selling all of the position here if we don't, you know, kind of break through this linear regression channel. So currently locked in $480. Remaining 2 contracts are up $255 here, but again, I might sell one more here just due to the fact that it did hit that supply zone and it did hit my price target. Again, I wasn't going into this move with anticipation of trying to make $10 with it already being up 7. So again, sold one more at 4. Now total profits is $437, $440. One contract is up $100. And just because it's Monday and just because, you know, it's always good to start off green, I might just give it maybe a minute or 2 and see what it does. And I'm just going to get out because I'm that impatient. That's how impatient I am. It did what I wanted it to do. That's the thing, right? You know, so I was looking at the move here, confirm the first hour's highs. I understand already that this was going to be supply. So, you know, that's why I went 5 contracts versus the 10, because if it confirmed and never made it here and then pulled back, then, you know, I would be down, you know, pretty significantly. So I understand that I only had a little bit of room. So locked in a cool $440 some dollars on that. Now this Tesla, what I'm watching here, it has confirmed the previous hour's highs. It put in a little bit of a top here at 237.50. Now I'm sitting in 237.50 calls here. I'm going to be very, very cautious with this. So I'm going to leave this on the screen here But if we kind of look at the NASDAQ futures and see what they're doing, NASDAQ futures are also confirming previous hours highs here. So if you do play the NASDAQ futures, your entry should have been somewhere around that 15,126. Again, it put in that first little pop here. It does have room to run the 150s or 160s, but again, you know, it's got to prove to us. So if you're not currently long now, it's okay. Let it confirm the top wick here at 137, and then you can go ahead and continue to take it from there. Now the 5-minute time frame set up a 20 play here at 15,107. So that's been almost a 25 to 30 point move. Again, I understand that trade is a little tough to take just due to the fact that all the supply that were under here, you just would have had to have trusted it, used the 1 bar stop. Now the next 5-minute candle does wick below the 1 bar stop. However, the rule of thumb with the 1 bar stop is that candle needs to close below. Okay, so we can't get shaken out on those wicks. As hard as it is to sit there through these moves, sometimes like this, that wick below, and almost look like they're going to fail within 5 minutes of getting into the entry. If we would have sat through that, you know, you could have potentially made 20, 30 points on this move, and think about selling out here. So still looking at that Tesla. If this Tesla does hit and it does, you know, kind of touch that 238.80s, or even honestly, if Tesla was to go to 238, I will probably be done on a day. 2 trades, keep it very, very light, keep it very, very simple. These Tesla contracts right now are up around 275 for me, and you know, the move hasn't really gone yet, right? I'm still waiting for the move. So again, what I'm looking for here on the NASDAQ futures is, if you kind of notice going back to yesterday's price action Sunday, so when the futures market kind of opened, we put in this low down here at 15,020, and then we had a big pop, and then we pulled all the way back down into this area here. Okay, this is acting as a short-term double bottom. Again, like I'm saying, that $15,000 area is going to be very, very significant. So that's why I can understand that there's a dead cat bounce here. However, the big however is that when 15,000 gets confirmed to the short side, the market's going to wash. And I am anticipating that. Again, I'm not a bear. I'm not thinking that I want the market to go back down to zero. But I've been around these charts enough to know that this looks like a good area for a little bit of a short-term bounce. However, when this 15,000 gets confirmed, the market is going to get slammed. So be very, very cautious and very, very careful. Again, I'm not even going to give this Tesla trade enough room to fuck me over here. So what I would be looking at here is, if this starts to close below this 5 SMA, I'm just going to get the fuck out of the trade. Because being up already on the Nvidia, I don't have time nor patience, especially on a Monday, to sit here and allow the market to jerk me around and give away profits. Again, like I said, the market needs to work for me. I don't work for the market. Okay, so at one point in time, as I've already mentioned, I was up on the position, $100, $200, not really what I'm looking for on you know, on a stock like Tesla. I'd be interested in something a little bit more than that. And again, if I don't get it, I've got no problem stopping out. Okay, and that's what everyone else needs to be in the mindset of, is, you know, if this is the play, the reason why I'm looking to get in this 650 candle, and then confirming over this 50 SMA with potential to 238 at least, and it doesn't get there and it starts to pull back, I'm not going to give it this full candle. Okay, I'm not going to give it this full candle, because you know why? If it loses a 50, loses a 5, loses a 10, loses a 20, loses a linear regression. That's giving me a lot of reasons and a lot of chances to get the hell out of the trade. And if I don't, and I just roll with the 1 bar stop here, well, then now I'm going to give away a lot of profits, and I'm actually giving the market, like, you know, plenty of opportunities to signal me to get out. And it's kind of telling me that, hey, you know what? This trade didn't work out, so I'm not going to really let it fuck me around. So we have the NQ kind of pushing higher here into the 50 EMA as well as the 50 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. Again, this was a good confirmation over previous hours highs here with room to run. That move of the 15,126 as stated is been up to 15,157. So we're looking at about a 30-point move there. So I'll be looking for this last candle here to push right here into 238s. And if I can get close to 238s, I'm taking these fucking profits on Tesla. Again, you can see pitter pattering around. Yes, it's creating a little bit of a flag action here, but when you take one trade, it wins, and you're in a second trade of the day. That second trade of the day can immediately take away all of your profits that you've already been working on. So you have to play the next trade extremely tight to the vest, okay? And just look at it as compounding your day here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell half position size here up around $200, just to kind of minimize the risk on the downside for me. So this current position here, let me let this close. Again, I do market in, market out on all my shit here. I just want to get in quickly. I want to get out quickly. So currently up around $262 on those initial 10 contracts. Sold 5 here. The remaining 5 is only up $137. So this trade, I'm not looking for a home run. I'm just looking for a little bit of a scalp here, a little bit of a cash flow move. Again, depending on what this current 5-minute candle does will be determining factor whether I just get out of the whole position or I kind of scale out. So on this next push here, this is exactly how I'm going to scale out. Currently holding 5, selling 3 here. So I'm going to sell 3 there as quickly as possible. So as soon as we break this area and we push up into this level of supply of around 238, I understand that, you know, it could stop here. So I want to be taking profits along the way, because look at the wick back here. It's going to need a little bit more juice. Notice the NQ futures continuing to push higher here. And again, same time as that, you know, I've got some Apex contracts on here, $100, $98, whatever the case may be here, just playing 2 micros on this hourly confirmation here on the previous hour candle into the 50 SMA, and I'm probably just going to sell those positions as well. Just lock in that cash as well. So just locked in $103 there on the Apex future sides of things. Again, this Tesla is only up $80 now, risk of pulling back. Again, you know, just going to got my finger on the trigger here to kind of get rid of these last 2 contracts. Yeah. I just don't like the way it's moving. So again, just to kind of recap, I went into this with 237.50 strikes. This was my reason why I candle at 650 here. I bought on this candle here at around 7 a.m. So as we started to break through the 50 SMA and we broke this 5-minute candle, which is also correlating with that new hour candle that I was looking at, and it ran into the next area of supply. So that's why I took profits. Got in here because we broke an area of supply, sold here because broke an area of supply. It's very that simple. So think about these lines as a coloring book. Stay in between the lines. That's all you need to do. You know, now definitely they can overshoot these lines and they can continue to go. But when, you know, when you're up profits, you know, and you start piecing together a day like that. So just to kind of recap, $280 was taken on the Tesla, $445 was taken on the Nvidia. So again, you know, if you look at the little trades like that, you know, you're up $600, $650 on a Monday. Guys, come on. You know, the market's only been open an hour. There's no real reason to kind of push it and stress it. Just kind of chill out, you know. So what I'm looking at here, hell of a move here on the future side of things. You know, if we kind of look at the, you know, we look at what was going on here at 6:40 in the morning when we set up the 20 SMA play here. The next real play that could have been taken was probably letting the first hour's highs get confirmed. And that's the play I took, and I went very small size. I only took two micros on that. So look at the play that I was looking at here. This hour candle, I wanted it to get confirmed at the top of the hour here. So 15125. As soon as it confirmed that, I understand I have room to push here into the next supply zone, and that's all I did. And I would have made more money on the Tesla here, but that's okay. I'm not even gonna watch it for just for that sake, because I'm out of that trade already, so I can't watch it go, you know, $5 in my favor after I'm out. I'd just rather watch something else. The Nvidia was an excellent move. 20 play setup here, legitimately at 6:35 in the morning, and that price was 408, and it traded all the way to 422. Holy shit, that was the move, huh? That was the move. What the hell? Yeah, that was the move. Jesus Christ. So somebody's making money here. Boom. Andre's making money. Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia was a hell of a move. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. Easy 1 hour workday. You know, so as we're pulling in here into supply, you can see the market starting to pull back a little bit. Whoops. Boom, boom, boom. Easy work day. We'll just kind of watch the market here. Let's see if anything else is kind of setting up. But again, you know, you don't really want to get into a habit where you're kind of like searching high and low for something. That's why I always say, you know, come in here, have a watch list ready. Again, if the watch list doesn't work out, we'll at least stay watching those same names, you know, and at least see what they're doing. Netflix had a little bit of a 5-minute play here at 6:35. That got confirmed at 422 and then ran all the way up to a price of 425. Not a bad move there on Netflix. I'd like to see Apple get over this 50 EMA here. Maybe over 178.78 on Apple has room to 179.50s. Also, the short position below 177.30 looks very, very nice. It's kind of stuck in a range. Apple's been stuck in a range now for quite some time. So future side of things, just again, it's like, you know, what I really want to like preach and I want to instill is that we're not constantly searching. What are we trading? What are we trading? What are we trading? You know, let's be in this. Let's be in this. You know, we got to wait for levels to confirm. So I'm looking at the NQ here. NQ can't do shit until it takes out the 50 SMA on a 1 hour time frame. That is what it is. The market is going to stay stagnant and it's going to stay here pitter-pattering around until we get over that. Now, again, it's 7:22 in the morning here. We're going to need to close over that on this hour candle. So realistically, we're not even going to get any type of real follow through until 8 o'clock, which is 48 minutes away. So what you're doing right now is waiting to see what's setting up for next hour, because the move already happened for last hour in the first 20 minutes. And what do I mean by that? This is a 6 a.m. candle here. You see this, guys? This is a 6 a.m. candle, okay? So this 6 a.m. candle reclaims the linear regression. It reclaims the 20 SMA. And again, we're looking at NQ here. Reclaims the 20 SMA, reclaims the 10, and stops at the 5. So how are we going to get some follow through? We got to wait till 7 a.m. What happened at 7 a.m.? Confirms it. Where is it stopping? Next area of supply. So what do we need now? If you miss this move, you cannot chase this move now. You are too late. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You should have already been in the move. The move happened. It's been 20 minutes. Why are we hesitating? You can see the gap here. Let me make this as big as possible. We can see the gap. Can we not see this gap over the green line here? Look at the green line. Look at this purple line. Look at this red line. Do we see this gap? Okay, this gap got confirmed by this current hour candle. Again, I'm in California, it's 7 a.m. So the 7 a.m. candle confirmed the 6 a.m. candle here, and it pushed up into the next area of supply. So what we would be looking for next is we need 40 minutes to pass. You know, you have to have this candle close over the 50 SMA and then get confirmed at 8 a.m. And that is what it is, because at this point now, this can just pull all the way back down here and test this support. It can test this support, and it can actually come all the way back down. So no chasing right now. We can't do anything. Now, if you look at Apple, Apple is confirming its previous hour candle now. So you can definitely get into Apple with about a 65-cent risk here. Look at the 20 SMA. This is personally what I would use, and I might actually throw one contract, 2 contracts, maybe even 3, a little small baby size here, enough to try to make me a little bit of lunch money. But what I would do is use 177.90s as a stop on Apple. That's the 20 SMA on a 1 hour time frame, and then just let the SOB ride. Just let the SOB ride. So I want to see it get over the 50 EMA once more, and then I might let it ride. That's how I'll play that. Again, small risk. You're going into this with 60 cents worth of risk. It's not much. Play a couple contracts, try to make lunch off of it, you know? Let's see how much these Apple contracts are. So we're currently trading at 178. So what I will be looking for here when I'm looking to play this here, there's no real rush. You know, Apple's not in a hurry to go anywhere. It's a slow moving stock. So 178.60s, what I would be looking for in the moves going now. So you got to act quickly. What I would look for is here, I just go 175s, right? I just go to, or excuse me, 177.50s. 177.50s. Let's see if Apple wants to play nicely. There goes the NQ. Now we're getting that breakout, and that's why we're getting the confirmation. So look at the if anyone noticed how Apple just kind of went, you know, bloop bloop bloop, started to move its way up here. Look at what the NQ futures did at that point in time. They finally made that crack here at the 50 SMA. Now we're pulling back a little bit because that's the first test of this supply zone. So they put in a new high. They're pulling back. What you want to see get confirmed here is 15,174. 15,172 on the NQ, and that's going to have room to 15,192. And if that gets confirmed, especially at 8 a.m., then you're going to get some serious follow through here. The same thing with Apple. If 178.87 gets confirmed, you're going to get some serious follow through into 179 potentially, right? Which is also the pre-market highs. So we're going to see how nice Apple wants to play here. Again, that's going to be a play that I'm not going to really keep my eyes on, because watching something like Apple all day is going to drive me nuts. In fact, you know, I'll use this time, taking 2 trades on the day. I'm not really too in a rush to trade anything else. I got a little bit of a position size here on Apple. I like to go out and get a coffee. You know, that if that takes 20-30 minutes, I'll go down, drive down, you know, go get a coffee and let these things kind of play out. But before I'll leave, I'll scan a couple more and we'll just kind of see where things are sitting at. I know Andre was talking about AMD this morning, kind of missed that, right? Missed that move. That actually looked really good, taking out the pre-market highs at 108. Traded right into supply at 109.50s. Anyone who played AMD long should be taking profits now. Should have been taking profits into the next area of supply. So that was a good play. Taking a look at Meta. Meta's got some work to do. Meta really needs to get back over 302.30s. Let's look at the ES really quickly. Look at the ES. So the ES pulled into in the pre-market to this linear regression on a 1 hour time frame. Look at the first hour's candle here and then look at it get confirmed. 44.78 traded all the way up to 44.89. That was a hell of a move there. So even if you look at the 5-minute time frame, let's see when we got that 20 play to set up here. 20 play set up at 6:50 in the morning, and that price was 44.78. Got confirmed 10 minutes later at 7 o'clock on the first hour's highs, which we just talked about. You would have got in here, used a hard 1 bar stop, or if you wanted to leave a little bit less room, the 5 or the 10, and then got into this play and just rode it up. Now it's pulling back here, so definitely be careful. Definitely be careful. I'd be getting out of longs. If you're sitting long, you know, you should have been green and you should have been getting out. You know, you should have been getting out. Because look at the first test here again, back to the NQ, right? Look at that first test and crack through of the 50 SMA has so far been rejected very, very viciously. What I would be looking for, if the market does continue to pull, look at the ES. If the market continues to pull, and that was the high of day here, we're going to have a short on the NQ below 15.098, below this hour candle here at around 15.100. If this washes, you're going to get an awesome back test here on the NQ. So even though we're looking long right now, if this market doesn't want to continue higher and we lose this 7 a.m. candle's lows, that's a short position I'll be all over. So, you know, if you look at something like Tesla, still kind of hanging out at the top of the range here, but a little bit of an indecision candle that it just printed the last 5 minutes. You know, something like Tesla. If Tesla loses at any point today, 235.60s, that's a short position. That's a short position. Let's look at the Softy, Mr. Softy. So Microsoft here having some trouble. Microsoft here has been rejected and it's still having some trouble. So a little bit of a lagger here, Microsoft. Currently setting up a 20 play short here on Microsoft with some room down back to the bottom of the range. Again, Microsoft has been extremely choppy today. Just keep that in mind, but it does have room down to 320.48. So it doesn't really have a lot of room. It's very choppy, small range. I'd kind of stay away from Microsoft right now. What else? What else is out there? Look at the crude oil futures. Crude oil put in a nice 20 play here at 650. Wow. 82.49, and that pushed all the way up to 83.21. Crude oil put in a nice 20 play today if anyone plays crude. That 650, which was the last move, set up very, very nicely. That's why you got to just trust the plays, right? Even though you got a lot of supply here, you can second guess yourself and say, well, you know, maybe we don't go, maybe we do. Guys, it never even came close to taking out your 1 bar stop. Just get in on the confirmation here at 7 o'clock and boom, that's it. Let the stock do its job. Again, like I said, it's up to the stock for the stock to do its job. It's not your job to make the stock go higher. It's not your job to make the stock go lower. All we can do is just watch it do what it wants to do. That's all we can do. Tesla's being rejected. Got rejected at the 100 simple on a 5-minute time frame. And rejected at the 10 SMA on the 1 hour. So if you ever start to wonder, like, why are stocks, why were they going up and now they're not going up anymore? You know, that's where this big chart comes into play. It starts to make sense, is what I'm trying to say. It starts to make sense. Oh, I see why Tesla's not just going up anymore. It hit 1 hour supply. I got it. If it gets over that, well, then maybe it's got a little bit more room. And if it gets over that, maybe it's got a little bit more room, right? So it's a very good gauge to kind of let you know, where you should be playing, where you shouldn't be playing. Definitely the previous hour confirmation was the play over 237s, into the 238s. Look for that $1.50, and then kind of get out. NASDAQ futures still look okay. They actually have room to 15,192. So again, if you are long on the futures, definitely take profits. Oh boy. Futures hell of a move here. Testing the upper Bollinger Band at 15,176. Ultimately has room to 15,191. Tesla making a run at the 10 SMA again, 238.95. Nvidia is a runaway train at this point in time. It's up $12. There's no play here. You can't chase that. So there's no reason to really watch that. And again, now some people are going to be looking at this and be like, well, it's time to short Nvidia. Well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But, I don't really like doing that. Trying to time the top. For me, Nvidia would have to lose 419. And then maybe it comes down and just look for $1 or $2 on the way down. But, you can't just try to time it here. Ultimately, look at the 5-minute supply. This thing can go to 426 without blinking its eye. Look, here come the NQ into the supply zone here. Take profits on NQ if you're long. I really hope you guys are long on the NQ, because the setup was very, very clear. It was very, very clear. It was here. It was the reason why. Here's your entry. Here's your entry candle. We gotta be taking these plays. If we're not taking these plays, what are we really doing out here? Are we traders or are we chart watchers? We need to be trading. And how are you going to learn if you're doing anything right or wrong if you're not taking trades? You can't just assume. Look at Nvidia. You can't just assume, oh, well, maybe it wasn't going to work. How do you know it wasn't going to work? How do you know maybe you were going to lose? You don't. You have to take the trades. Take the trades, guys. When you see them, take the trades. I really should have held the, damn, look at Nvidia go. Wow. Talk about a dead cat bounce on a Monday. Jesus. I really should have held the Tesla longer. But on the other note, Apple's working out. Apple's trading at 178.94. Apple's working out. Wow, look at Nvidia. Jeez. Hell of a move there on Nvidia. Here's the old Apple. So Apple's coming into supply at 179. Apple gets into my close to one. Well, here we are, 179. I'm just going to take some profits on Apple here. I'm going to sell half size. Made my coffee run. That's going to allow me to go to Starbucks now. So the current position, I took 10 contracts. I took 177.50 strikes, currently up 235. I'm just going to sell half here. Again, piecing together a day. I'm not looking for a home run here. I'm not looking to, make $1 million on one trade. I'm looking to piece together days, piece together quarters, years, touching this supply zone here on Apple. Let's see how much room the 1 hour chart has. Yeah, 1 hour chart's actually got room to 179.50. So I'll consider selling some more at 179.40s. 179.40s. And the daily chart on Apple. Ooh, the daily chart just got confirmed here. This is actually probably going to be a swing for me overnight on my position on the remaining. Before I even need to wow, before I sold, I'm glad I revisited the daily chart. So look at Apple, big move down, came into this last support here. We've got a line in the sand, 176.50. 176.60s on Apple here. Today is confirming the previous day's high, and it's actually reclaiming the 5 SMA. Apple's a hold for me. Guys, I'm going to swing Apple. I'm going to swing these 5 contracts on Apple. Yeah, I'm going to swing these. So again, does anyone see why I like Apple for a swing? Again, can I get stopped out? Sure. Can the market gap down tomorrow and take me out? Sure. But do we kind of see why, right? So if we notice 1, 2, 3, 4 days, 5 days, we kind of, held this 177.60s. Look at how we're holding. And now we got Friday, a little bit of an indecision candle. You notice this? Went up a little bit, went down a little bit, closed right in the middle. This is an indecision candle, right? Doesn't really know what it wants to do yet. Your line in the sand that if we're going to go lower needs the bottom to get confirmed. Now that we're pushing up higher, we're reclaiming short-term moving averages, reclaiming short-term supply. NQ is currently pushing up even further. They've got room into 238. Just keep that in mind. So what I'm looking at here is as we're taking out Friday's highs, I've got some room to push up back into the top of these channels. In the back of these back up to the top of these channels is also going to be revisiting, that linear regression, potentially, 180, 181. So I'll be looking at that. If I can get $1 off this thing, I'll be happy, right? I'll be happy. So I'll just let that continue to run. As long as it doesn't close below today's lows, and it stays above this 5 SMA, I'll hold it. Qs here pushing up towards, this overnight session highs. 15238. I should have held the long on that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Meta actually set up a nice 20 play too. I'm looking at it on my other screen over here. Yeah, Meta actually gave us a little bit of a 20 play here at 7:10 in the morning, and then got confirmed at 7:15, 7:20 candle. That price was 301.60s, and now it's trading at 303. That was a nice move on Meta, actually. See, that's what's good about trying to get the room going, guys, where everyone kind of is on the same page, understanding things. You know, it puts eyes in different areas, you know. So if I'm watching Apple and I'm watching Tesla, but someone else is watching maybe the Qs and they're watching Meta and they're watching AMD, that helps out the whole room, right? Everyone has to work together. So when you see a play, don't, like, what I'm saying is, don't look to the room for me to just tell you, hey guys, buy Apple here. Hey guys, sell Apple here. That's stupid. You're never going to make any real money because, one, you're going to be way too fucking late, right? By the time I type it out or by the time I say it, I'm already getting into it, or I'm already looking at getting into it, or I'm already in it. Two, you have no idea what the hell I'm even doing or what the hell I'm even looking at if your charts aren't even set up the same way as me. So by the time I'm looking to sell, sometimes my trades only last 2-3 minutes. So if it's going to take you a minute and a half to get into the trade, and then I'm looking to scale out and you're wondering what the hell's going on, you're too fucking late. So excuse my French, but what I'm trying to say is you got to understand how to do this on your own. You have to understand, what am I looking at? Does it make sense, right? I'll keep using the same example. Does this make sense here on this futures play? First hour candle closes back over the 20. First hour candle closes, stops right at the 5 SMA. If the next hour candle confirms, can we go long? Yes or no? And where are we looking to sell at? Into the next level of supply. And if you want to hold a runner, but where are we looking to sell? The next level of supply. I hope that makes sense. You know? So the more eyes that are on these plays, the better everyone's going to be able to make money, because someone could have been saying, you know, hey guys, Meta's setting up at 7:10 in the morning. Meta's setting up. Keep eyes on Meta. If it can clear out this, if it can confirm, we've got some potential, right? And someone, you know, looking to play Meta could have jumped on Meta, right? I can't see everything. I can only see, you know, what's in front of my face. But that was a nice play. Meta actually hit the 304 supply, so that was a good run there. I'd be taking profits. So now I'm speaking to everyone. If someone it happened to be in Meta, yeah, personally, if it was me, I would be taking profits, or I'd be looking to sell out. You can hold a runner, but take the majority of your profits. So Tesla hit a short-term supply zone here, hit the linear channel. Tesla can pull back into 238s and then 238.40. Again, so let it digest here. If you're looking to barely get long on Tesla now, you're way too late. You're way too late. The play was here. Look at the 650 candle. So whatever time zone you're at, look at the 650 candle. That's your reason why. Okay, that's your reason why. Look at the 7 a.m. candle. That's your entry candle. You should have been long since 7 a.m. It's currently 7:46. So you should have been long for at least the last 30 to 45 minutes. If you're looking to get into Tesla long now, there's a problem. Okay. And if you're barely wondering, should I get into Tesla now long? Please send me a DM. Let's talk about this. Again, I hope none of you guys are looking to get long now. I'm just, talking. But also, if you're someone who's telling yourself, should I short Tesla now? Why? Right? Why? I would need a good reason why. Well, because we hit supply. Well, what about when Tesla hit supply here? And what about when it hit supply here? And what about when it hits supply here and here, right? So just because it hits a new supply and you're barely looking at it, you want to get short? That doesn't make any sense, because what if it pulls back, hits demand, and then breaks 240s, and now it just streamlines to 243, right? So the only real way you can start to look to short Tesla, you got to look at the hourly candles. So if this gets rejected at the hourly candle at 239, 240, and you see the next hour candle, which is going to open up here in 13 minutes, maybe let's say it cracks above it and then doesn't hold any weight or has no steam left and starts pulling down, you can use the high wick as a stop. That's going to technically protect you, and then short from there. But you can't just try to short every 5-minute candle, right? So like, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to short this new high. I'm going to short this new high. I'm going to short this new high, because Tesla's constantly putting in new highs, right? So right now, the momentum on Tesla is to the long side. Until the Qs here get to this 233s I keep talking about, Qs have room to 233s, 235s. As soon as we get up in that area, maybe we might see a little bit of a push down, but even that, the top channel is not until 259, 260. So keep an eye on that. Like as of right now, Tesla is power trending over a 5 SMA. So in order for us to even have a short position on Tesla, we need to close below the 5 SMA, and then you would have to use the high of day as a stop. That technically is going to protect you, and then you can just sit in it. But again, you are going against trend and you are trying to time the top, although you can make a lot of money, because if we do pull down, you're essentially in at the most perfect area. But again, you can get stopped out. It's a lower probability trade. It's a low probability, high risk, high reward trade. Ultimately, there's nothing there on Tesla. The move is gone already. I would need tomorrow to set up for Tesla to be revisited again. And NVIDIA continues to put in new highs. This stock is an absolute monster. This stock's an absolute monster. Might take NVIDIA here, looking good on the hourly. 745. What are we talking about? That's so late. Looking good on hourly. The confirmation came at 416 and 420. Like, just so everyone can see, look at the chart here on NVIDIA. It's coming into supply at around 429. How is NVIDIA look good to start getting in long here? Okay, how does this look good to start getting in long here? Now, I don't know if Penguin's on the stream or not, but if you are, how is this barely look good to start getting in now? The play was here. Maybe you could have justified the answer and saying over 419, we're clearing out the 50 SMA. If we can confirm that, I'm going to get long. Or the real play was, if we can get over the 416.60s, I need to get long. Let me confirm the previous hour high. Or if you're not even looking at the hourly candles, well then gosh darn it, here your entry came at 6:35 in the morning, 6:40 in the morning. The next play would have been taking out the top linear regression over 418.73. Now it's trading at 427, up another dollar. The next play, if you want to keep justifying chasing this move up, was the pullback into the 10. And when green takes out red, which was here at 735, at 421 into 427. But this looks good long now to start. Guys, we can't do that. We can't do that. We got to be better than that. We got to be better than that. We can't say that this looks good to start trading long now. It's given us opportunities here. It gave us opportunities here. It gave us an opportunity here. How does this look good long now? Should be counting our money by now. Over 424 last high. So I hope that Penguin is in at 424 and taking profits. That's the thing, guys. That's the thing. You know, if we're gonna do this business, we need to treat this business with a certain level of fucking respect here. That kind of stuff is gonna fire me up. Now, again, I don't know exactly where Penguin's in at, and I'm not doing this to be a dick, and I'm not doing this to make any type of example. I'm doing this for teaching. But what I'm saying is that over 424, he's saying, right? So the candle's highs, I don't even know what hour candle we're looking at here, because the last hour candle got confirmed at 416. So, you know, what hour candle? The hour candle now is running into supply at 428. But this is what's going to fire me up. And it's going to fire me up for one reason, right? Because this trading floor that we have here in Evolution Traders can be something really, really great, right? It could be something really, really special here where a lot of people can make a lot of life-changing money here. And everyone needs to be on the same page, right? We can't have people getting in, you know, where they're supposed to and other people chasing. We can't be wondering. We can't be sitting around waiting for more confirmation when the market is up 150 points on the Qs. I mean, look at the move that got put in on the Qs here, guys. You know? So it's like when we see these plays set up, we've got to take them. We can't wait. It's like, what are we waiting for? We should be counting our chips right now. We should be going to the bank right now. The ladies down at the tellers at the bank should know us by, you know, first and last name already. Should recognize our face when we step in the bank. Hello, Mr. So-and-so. Hello. How are you today? I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, we got to be able to get into these plays a lot sooner, right? This is a runaway train. Every candle off the open has been green. We had 15 in the last 2.5 hours, or 2 hours. 2 hours almost, an hour and a half. We've had all green candles on NVIDIA. Every single one. Every single one. Every single one. Jeez. Look at the Q's push here. What did I say? Goes to the next area of supply. It's from supply to supply to supply to supply. Your next major area of supply here is 15,250. 15,250, guys. Yeah. Coming into 8 o'clock here, we're coming into supply. Tesla's currently, I mean, not Tesla, the Apple's currently working. So the remaining runners here on the Apple, and I don't know why I'm looking at NVIDIA. The remaining position here on Apple that I got, pulling back a little bit, I'm actually going to take a little bit more profits off. And what I'm going to do, I still have 5 contracts. I'm honestly going to sell 3 more, and I'm just going to hold 2. I'm just going to hold 2 until tomorrow. That'll be my swing on that. So two contracts are still up $98. Total P&L on the day on the Apple is 366. I'm just gonna let the apples ride into tomorrow. Not because it's, you know, I'm just taking a flyer on it, but look at the daily, right? Look at the daily chart. The daily chart's coming off of demand zoned, and it's clearing out the 5 SMA, and it's also taking out Friday's highs, and it has room to push into to the 81s, guys. So that's why I'm gonna just let this ride as long as we stay over today's lows. Nice little trade there. Nice little trade. Stay patient, guys. Stay patient. But it's coffee time for me, guys, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. I'll be around if anyone has any questions. You guys can definitely type it in the Discord. I'll be around. But I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to get some coffee. Currently, it's an hour and a half into the market here. And that's it, guys. The majority of my money is made. Like, just, it's not to, like, make anyone feel bad. It's to, like, get you to understand that the majority of your money can be made in the first hour to 2 hours, okay? If we're sitting here still 5-6 hours later looking for a trade, what happened in the beginning of the day, right? What happened? We should have caught the NQ. If you play futures, you should have caught the NQ long. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Look at the 5-minute time frame. Come on. It was essentially straight up from the start of the day. It gave you an entry here, and it gave you an entry here. 15,125 or 15,108, or over the top channel. Look at this. Even if you're chasing it late, let's say you overslept, over 15,208. Once it got confirmed, 15,208 ran all the way to 15,247. We should have caught something, right? We should have caught something here. It's given us one play all day long. But anyways, that's besides the point. I'm going to grab a coffee, guys. I hope you guys are having a good trading day so far. I hope you guys made a little bit of money. If not, let's talk about it. Hit me up in the Discord. Let's see what potentially we could have done better. What were we looking at? Why were we not looking at the dead cat bounce today? And let's see what we can make some adjustments on. Again, I will be around in the Discord, so if you have any questions, just reach out. Catch you guys on the inside.